After a long day of hard work, the woman came home and immediately collapsed into bed to sleep. Suddenly, she noticed that the light outside was still on. She had trouble sleeping, as even the smallest light could keep her awake. It was this very habit that unexpectedly saved her and her daughter. She turned off the light and was about to go back to sleep when she saw something terrifying on the security monitor. 3 men she didn't recognize had quietly broken into her house. Stunned, she stood frozen, unsure of what to do. But when she remembered that her daughter was still in the room sleeping, she couldn't wait to hide herself. She rushed into her daughter's room, splashed water on her face, and dragged her out of bed to run. The burglars tried to stop them, but the woman quickly slammed the elevator door shut. To her surprise, there was another burglar waiting on the second floor. However, the button for the second floor was broken, and the burglars could only watch as the mother and daughter escaped. But the elevator was slow, so slow that the mother and daughter pressed the button for the second floor again. They managed to hide in the vault on the second floor and shut the door just in time, keeping the burglars out for the moment. Finally, they were able to breathe a sigh of relief. They used the intercom to warn the burglars that the police were on their way, but the burglars knew there was no signal inside. They claimed they were after the money in the vault, $20 million left by the previous owner. The mother and daughter didn't believe them. The daughter shouted for the burglars to leave her house, but that only enraged them. They grabbed a hammer and began smashing the door. The sounds of the door being smashed terrified the mother and daughter. It was then that they noticed the wall was vibrating slightly. The daughter realized it was the neighbors knocking on the wall. They shouted for help, but the vault's walls were too thick, and the sound couldn't get out. Meanwhile, the burglars were having their own problems. The security footage showed them trying to break through the wall. They discovered it was hollow, and using tools, they made a hole that led to the vault's ventilation pipes. The burglars drilled a small hole in the pipe and inserted a gas line, planning to force them out using gas. The gas quickly filled the vault. The mother went to check the ventilation but nearly passed out from the toxic fumes. The burglars turned the gas up to the maximum. The daughter found a ventilation hole, and both of them crouched there, breathing as best as they could. The mother used tape to seal the vent, but the gas was so strong that the tape quickly came loose. Then, the mother noticed a blowtorch. An idea suddenly came to her, and even though her daughter warned her not to do anything crazy, the mother grabbed the blowtorch and aimed it at the spot with the highest concentration of gas. The burglar, getting closer to see what they were doing, was burned by the flame. Luckily, one of his accomplices quickly put out the fire. The daughter noticed a light outside the ventilation hole and signaled with a flashlight. However, the people on the other side couldn't understand the signal.